I still feel guilty for being late. I gotta get that out there.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I'm
okay.
very sorry.
Man.
I'm normally very good. I knew I should have left at 7:30. I knew I should have left at 7:30.
That's when I left. I'm.
But I was like, nah, I'll push it to 8. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. I'm a hero. I'll push it to 8.
It's just LA traffic, we
blew it.
deal with it every day.
But I don't want to be that guy that says, oh, well, the traffic was. No.
But
it's my fault.
oh yeah, okay. I accept that. Okay, all right. My guest today is Josh Snyder. He is a very funny comedian. We did a couple of shows together, and he also does a sketch on his Instagram account. People can check it out. He plays different characters, do different voices. That's something I can't do. That's why I'm kind of jealous about it.
To be clear, I play multiple characters, and they all have the same voice, and they look and sound like me. And
I know. They definitely look like you.
Yes, I play different characters badly. That's my thing.
Okay, wow. So, all right, and you also book comedy shows as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing that?
I'm the booker at Flappers Comedy Club and Restaurant. I've been doing the booking full time since about 2018.
Wow. Okay.
And there was no reason for me to say and that was really nonstop.
Yeah.
So that's good.
I was waiting. And what?
And
yeah, that's probably around the time we first got to know each other. I remember we were connected through, I think,
Brian Kiley, wasn't it?
Actually, even before that.
Oh, really?
A guy named Andrew Curtin.
Oh, yeah.
Curtin,
Okay. Yeah.
Now he's in Australia. But I think he got to you through Live Nation at the time or something.
Wow, really? I like the phrasing. He got to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I was in my apartment, and then he was just in there one day going, Joe Wong, book him.
Yeah. But by the way, so do you guys book overseas talent sometimes? Because when I perform at Flappers, sometimes I will see like comedians from Germany or other countries performing there.
We booked from all over the world. We booked a guy, Masood Boomgard, I think his name is. I'm probably horribly mispronouncing it, but he's from South Africa.
Oh, okay.
Earlier this year, and yeah, we had a group from Britain, a bunch of nerds. That's not the name of their group, but
okay. Well, it would have been.
Which that actually now I say that sounds horrible, and I feel awful because I forget their name. We book from all over the world. We'll book from any planet you want.
That's
okay.
Fine. Yeah.
Just as long as you don't break the mic, that's all we ask.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yes, because I think I mentioned before, we all wanted to hear like a great comedian story and a horrible comedian story.
A great comedian story and a horrible comedian. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, fortunately, I think actually the great comedian stories outweigh the horrible comedian stories. The one I always like to tell is there's a comedian named Josh Blue. This is the great comedian story. Mm-hmm. Josh Blue. Mm-hmm. He was I think the original winner of Last Comic Standing, I want to say. He's a comedian with cerebral palsy.
Oh yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he's out of Denver now. But he there was one night where he was headlining, and as he was leaving the club after having headlined, about walking back to his hotel room, I think something had fallen. A bunch of pamphlets had fallen over, and the box office person was trying to clean them up, and he stopped and he helped the box office person clean them up after doing an hour show. And I just, that really always kind of, like it's a small thing, but to just stop and help the guy at the front door.
Oh, okay.
That always struck me as a very humble, nice thing for him to do. And there's a lot of stories like that. I think, Jay Leno plays here every week, and if somebody opens for him who he's never met before, he'll take the time to watch and say, "Hey, that was a great set. That was really good."
That's
talk to him for a minute.
Oh, that was really nice. The one thing I appreciate about Jay Leno is, back in the 80s and 90s, people always do like racist stuff. But afterwards, he actually apologized to the Asian community and stuff.
Oh wow.
I was like, I kind of appreciate that because you wouldn't believe how many people would never apologize to Asians. They were like, these people, they don't count. I don't get any credit by apologizing to them. But he actually did. That was quite nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a sweetheart and very, very kind and very generous.
Oh,
And then I guess the other one was bad comedian stories.
yeah.
Oh boy.
You don't have to name names. But
No. Well, the interesting thing is it's never the people at the top who are bad. It's the people who are in the middle or towards the bottom who are the a-holes.
Oh.
Can we curse on this podcast?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Assholes.
Assholes.
Asshole.
Yeah, by ass we mean donkey, okay? Don't worry, it's still a clean show, though.
I'm trying to think what's the. Well, I mean, the weird one, we have auditions every week, and one day somebody just got up on stage and started spinning in place, and just didn't stop, and we had to go up and go, all right, thank you.
Wait a minute, he literally just spins?
Spun in place, just for a minute, just spinning in place. And he left the building, and he kept spinning. Yeah, I
Is
don't
he
know.
a comedian or just an acrobatic type of person?
I think it was just one of those. He was trying to prank us or something. I don't know, but
okay.
he almost spun his way into traffic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just.
Oh man.
You'll get interesting characters like that.
Oh yeah, but LA has quite a few of those characters. Recently, I heard that one comedian assaulted a woman or something.
yeah,
like, oh God. Oh.
Yeah, these are trying times.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's.
I was like, I mean, that guy was not even new. That's what's shocking to me. If you're a new guy, no, there's no excuse assaulting women at all. But
Yeah, thank you for the clarification.
yeah, I know. But still, you've been in this business for so long. Even if somebody offended you a little bit, so what? Just oh man, there's no reason to do that. But I guess. But I still feel that most comedians are very nice and kind people, and that's what kind of makes me sad about this business too.
Not only that, it's funny because I still like the worst experience, the worst audience's experience I've had as a comedian has never been if I'm performing at an open mic in front of other comedians. Mm-hmm. It's always been regular people.
Oh, yeah.
So by and large, I think comedians are actually very supportive in their own depressed way.
Oh yeah. But the thing is, I also feel that we cannot support each other enough. Because I remember I started in Boston. I had done a lot of fundraisers for comedians who got really sick, whose family had problems and they need money. But then, most comedians don't get paid that much. So we have to do like fundraisers, that kind of stuff. A lot of comedians don't even have insurance, It's once they have a serious illness, that's the only way we can do it, just fundraisers,
Right.
Yeah.
So, and Boston is like notorious, like the crowds sometimes can be, legendarily challenging, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I started there. I did comedy for 8.5 years almost. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Kylie started there.
Oh yeah, Brian. He's super nice. Because my first time on TV was on Letterman show, but I still attribute half to Brian Kiley, because when Letterman show was still hesitating, they were like, oh, maybe Joe's accent is too thick. People in the Midwest wouldn't understand them. And during this time, Brian Kiley just said, oh yeah, you should audition for Conan show too. Yeah, and then the Letterman people heard about this. They were like, come on, come to our show.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's how I kind of got on the show eventually.
Playing the game, Joe Wong. Playing the game.
Yeah, so a big shout out to Brian Kiley here. Good guy to know. Yeah.
Very clever.
Yeah,
Very clever.
So I don't mean to make you uncomfortable, but I ask every guest on my podcast, what is the one or two or three stories that kind of makes you, and you want your friends to know?
Well, first of all, I think one thing you should know about me is that I'm always uncomfortable.
Okay, I know that.
So you never have to worry about that. And at some point in this podcast, we will be discussing the Tomb of Annihilation. By the way, not right now, but at some point. That's
that makes me nervous because I didn't play the game before, Tomb of Annihilation.
That's all the more fun. We can imagine what it is, and our lovely producer. What was your name again?
Louis.
Louis.
Yeah.
So this is Louis. He can walk us through it. At some point.
He's got boxes of games.
Yes, and we I once saw like the Dune. There's a board game version of Dune. Have you played the board game version of Dune? No. I'm sure it's just as breathtaking and exciting as the movie version of the Dune.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going off on a tangent.
Oh
now.
yeah, well I think we're in agreement on this one about Dune movies.
Yes. The things that define. Well, I mean, usually the way I open when I'm talking to crowds or to anyone really is I didn't lose my virginity until I was 32 years old. So I'm surprised that I haven't played Tomb of Annihilation.
Oh, you haven't.
But not to, and I'm sure not to. Cast any judgment on Louis. I'm sure he lost his virginity when he was 13 as a stud, and also plays Tomb. I don't want to presuppose that people who play Tomb of Annihilation are also people who were late losing their virginity. I'm sure that there's it's not a Venn diagram. Yeah. It's not a Venn diagram.
But the thing is, is a 32 really, really late, or it's okay? We have a movie, like 40-year-old version.
Yeah. I believe the American national average on when people lose their virginity, I believe that the scientific term is way earlier than 30.
But there's no set number, right? It's not like, 18 or 24 or 42 or,
I will tell you, I'm from Colorado, and I once tried to calculate the number of adult virgins in Colorado versus the number of Jews in Colorado. And as it turns out, there might be more adult virgins than Jews in Colorado, which totally surprised me.
Wait a minute. How do you count adult virgins?
Yeah, good.
I'm very curious.
It's not exactly raising their hands, probably.
No. Yeah, I know. Or, if they raise their hands, you might be able to tell.
Right, yeah. Right here, me. No, I think I was trying to calculate off of they somehow they concoct a national average of what they think adult virgins are. Although I have an odd feeling it might be higher than whatever the national average is.
Yeah, just imagine the virgins in denial.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. But I think that I think that is partly how I define myself. That I am a very nerdy person. More geeky than nerdy. Here's I got to be careful about this because the definition
what is
of
the difference.
Yeah.
Though?
So
geeky versus nerdy.
Here's how I describe it. If a nerd and a geek are on the space shuttle and something goes wrong, the nerd knows how to save the day, and the geek is the one saying, "Oh, this was just like the movie Space Camp." This is, we just know a lot of useless information.
Oh, I see what you're saying now. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I should tell my son to be a nerd, not a geek.
Correct.
Okay.
If he wants to make a living.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. Oh, got it. Okay.
And there's there's overlap, and not to keep harping on Lewis, but right now there are 15 cameras that are set up in this room, and there's all this podcasting equipment, and that's practical, useful information. That would be the nerdy part of Lewis.
Nerdy part, okay.
Versus the Tomb of Annihilation, that is the geeky part of Lewis. Yes.
Oh, well, I learned a lot today.
Now, let's say Lewis was the one who created the game, The Tomb of Annihilation, and became $1 billion,
that's the nerdy
industry.
Part too.
Then it slides back into nerd. So it's...
Wait, okay, yeah.
So that if that helps.
Okay.
So I am much more of a geek than I am. And I shouldn't be making fun of the guy who's recording this because he's like, you know what? I'm going to make you sound even
okay,
worse.
Though I'm proud of being a nerd or a geek, but I didn't know the difference.
Yeah, right.
Like,
right.
When I was in college, I wanted to be included in that group, but they wouldn't include me. So I ventured
Which
out.
group wouldn't include you?
Oh, just a nerdy, like board game group, Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, they
that
did?
kind of yeah. So it was like. Then I ventured out on my own. I was like, oh, I gotta look up all the geeky stuff.
Right.
So I ended up going to a Greek festival.
Greek festival?
Yeah, because I didn't see the letter R in Greek. I was like, when there's like, it's a lot of food. Man, just like, yeah. And then years later, after I got on TV, finally they reached out. They're like, "Hey, we didn't know you speak English." I was like, "What?"
That was the problem.
Oh yeah, I guess it's like medieval type of vocabulary. I guess so.
It's fine. I mean, you know what? You don't need them.
Yeah. Well,
you don't need them. You've got your own crew now, I assume.
I assume too.
Okay, good. Yeah. All right. So you're.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're.
But back to your story.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know. Like, I don't want to say when people sometimes tell me stuff. Because some people just automatically say, "Oh, I'm sorry." I was like, maybe the person is not feeling bad about it. Like. How do you feel about
Oh, it's awful. It's terrible. Oh, it really is. I mean, I would much rather be Harrison Ford.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? No, I loathe every moment of my existence.
Up to 32.
I think that like the other story I like to tell in terms of going back to the question you said of like what makes me me is there. I remember that. I was in the Music Man in middle school. I was playing the lead in the Music Man, and I don't know if you're familiar with musicals, Joe Wong.
A little, but not too familiar, to be honest. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. All of a sudden I was thinking Piano Man, Billy Joel. But
No. That's probably adjacent. We'll put that to the side for a second.
Okay.
Music Man. So in the Music Man, there's supporting. There's four guys who are the school board who also happen to basically be a barbershop quartet.
Oh, okay, got it. Mm-hmm.
And they come at any one point they come out and they're suspicious of the leading character Harold Hill, who's come to this town to sell musical instruments, but he's really a flim-flam man. He's this con man. And he said, I'm going to teach all these kids how to play these musical instruments. And in reality, he's going to just kind of get the money and run. And these four guys are a little like, we don't know what's going on with you. And every time they come on stage, he kind of tricks them into singing barbershop quartet, which is a very easy thing to trick people into. I don't know. We'll get Lou's doing it by the end of the podcast. But,
wow.
The guys who played the quartet, every time there was one night where every time they came on stage, not all of them would come on stage. One of them would be late. So three of them would come on, then one. Then two of them would come on, then the other two would come on. And then finally at the end of the play, they all come on to arrest me when I'm found out, when my character is found out.
Oh, okay.
And I remember there was one, on that night, after missing their cues, they all came on to arrest me, and I ad-libbed, now they're all here.
Oh.
And
that's pretty funny, actually.
The audience, what I remember about it is that, it's all the adults watching their kids do this middle school play. And they laughed, and then there was like a moment where it was a different laugh, where they were like, oh, wait a minute, he's on our level now.
Okay.
Like this is
not
no.
He's the scripted play.
Right. Yeah. But I felt like I was getting adult laughs, not adults laughing at kids being cute laughs.
Oh, gosh, gotcha. Okay.
And I don't know. There was something about that where I was like, oh, that's what I want. That's what I want, and that's what I've been chasing ever since.
Oh, wow.
Like even as we speak, I'm trying to get that from Lewis. And he's
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's not supposed to make any sound. Wow, that's basic one laugh, you're hooked.
Yeah.
But then did you know stand-up comedy at this point?
No, well, I knew of it. We always watched it. We would always watch when Robin Williams would be the guest on Carson or Leno.
Oh, okay.
And we watched A&E's and Evening at the Improv every week, and a lot of the comedy specials. But at the time, I didn't think, oh, I'm going to do that. I was going to be an actor. That was my.
Oh.
I was a theater major in college, and then I spent about 8 or 9 years in Los Angeles, pittering around, trying to do the acting thing. Before I didn't start stand up until I was 29.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Although some would argue who've seen me perform that I still haven't started.
Oh, wow.
They're waiting. They're waiting any day now.
Yeah. Well, we're close. I started when I was 32. So
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, that was only like 2 years ago, right? See what I did there? See what I did there?
Yeah, I know. Thank you. Man. But by the way, are you dating now or?
Oh God! Oh my goodness! No. I'm so far away from dating.
Oh, okay.
I really am. I'm nowhere near. I'm basically a workaholic, and so first of all, I mean, I'm 99% around other comedians, and I don't want to date other comedians. And if I need to explain that to you, then you haven't been doing stand-up long enough, is what I would say.
But then there are quite a few comedian couples, though.
Which I don't understand. I don't get that.
They work out.
I guess they do. Is your wife?
Oh no, she's not.
No.
But then
What does she do?
She's CPA.
Okay.
Yeah, financial advisor. But then here's the thing: when we met, I was not a comedian, though. Yeah. So it's it's pretty tough on her. All of a sudden, my husband goes from being a scientist to being a comedian. It took.
What kind of scientist were you?
Biochemist.
A bio. Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I even had a patent on a cancer-related gene. Yeah, but just like it takes years to develop a drug. But if there's a drug targeting that gene, I'd be rich. You won't be seeing me at Flappers again. Just kidding.
Is that? I was just reading. I was just reading an article about Jimmy Carter, and they were talking about the treatment they were using on him that's working because he's pushing 100, like the immunotherapy or something.
Oh yeah. Because that's the one big area of cancer research. They use antibodies to target cancer. But my research was more about identifying which gene is related to what kind of cancer.
Got it.
Yeah. Because I used to screen like thousands and thousands of genes to see which one is responsible for this cancer development, that kind of thing. Yeah.
I gotcha. So you're trying cut it off at the pass, as they say.
Yeah. But the thing is, I didn't find a cure, so I just.
So you went into stand-up.
Yeah, stand-up.
Well, I'm out of ideas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm going to the Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well.
Well, but I think. Like theater major or acting really helps stand up, right? You could technically play a role on stage if you want to, right?
I think it does and it doesn't. I think it does. I think it helps because, I came into stand up, being comfortable on stage because I've been on stage for already. But I do think that it sometimes it gets in the way, and it did for me, and I see it with others, where I think in theater, the tendency is no matter what happens, I'm going to make this work. So whether or not the audience is laughing, I'm going to stick to the script and to the author's intention. And stand up, you can't, if you do that, you'll end up monologuing. You have to, It's a conversation that you know with the audience.
But I think that's a more recent thing though, because I started way earlier than you. Because back in the day, people actually take pride in having no interaction with the audience, just deliver the lines and have the audience respond to it. As a matter of fact, when I was auditioning for a Letterman show, one criticism they had was, "Hey, Joe is smiling on stage. Can you do the same set in front of a crowd with no smile on your face, just to prove that you're making people laugh with your words instead of your facial expressions?"
Interesting.
It's absolutely true story.
Wow. I've never heard that.
Yeah, that was the time, what it takes to get on the Letterman stage. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very strict.
Yeah. That is really interesting.
Yeah, so at the time, if a comedian just relies on crowd work to get people laugh, oh man, he doesn't get respect.
Well, but I mean, even like when I say it's a conversation with the audience, even when you're doing material, I still would say it's a conversation with the audience.
Oh yeah, you have to feel them, right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Because if they're not laughing, you've got to do something to get them to get connected with them. Mm-hmm. And which is even harder when you're doing a spot on Letterman because you cannot deviate from the script.
Oh yeah. No.
A club, at least, if it's not working, you can go into crowd work, or you can say, "All right, guys, I guess we're not feeling this." And kind of get, even that sometimes can kind of key them back in, which is the challenge, which is really challenging about the late night spots. From what I've never done one, but from what I've heard of them, that one you really are locked into. But I think even that, like, have you done Don't Tell yet?
I did a couple of shows, but I didn't do the online version, the recording. Yeah.
Because the question I don't know the answer to this. I don't know because right now I think the Don't Tell comedy tapings, I think those are becoming, for today's generation of stand-up, what the late night sets were 10 years ago.
Oh, real? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like I talked to somebody who did a set on Colbert, and they did one of these Don't Tell sets. And the Colbert was great in that it gave them a credit, and I think it helped them with some bookings at certain clubs. But the Don't Tell set got them more followers. So
interesting.
Yeah, so and I don't know if the Don't Tell people care as much about are you on the script or not. Because
it's a lot looser.
It seems like it.
Yeah, sometimes it feels like they just do it at a bookstore or something. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
That's because they are doing it at a bookstore.
Okay. Not just a prop.
Anywhere. They could be doing it like right after this podcast. They could be doing it right here.
Oh yeah,
Louis,
exactly.
We're going to do a show.
I've done like Don't Tell shows in a winery, some kind of like theater production manufacturing joint. It's everywhere. Yeah.
They can do shows anywhere. I one day they will probably do one in the base of a volcano, and it will be great.
Oh yeah.
Actually, do you know Dean Del Rey?
No, I don't quite know him.
He's an awesome comedian. He opens for Bill Burr. He just. I hope I can talk. I think I can talk about this. I don't think he'd care. Oh. He shot his special in a cave.
Oh.
In I think Kentucky. Like somebody found like this huge cave and they converted it into a performance space. It's awesome.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh nice. Yeah. But then I think kicking around in LA kind of prepares you for that. Like I started in Boston, New York. You have very traditional comedy clubs, just like the Flappers. But in LA, I remember once, this was pre-pandemic, some guy was like, "Hey, come to my show." I said, "Fine. Give me an address." I pulled into the parking lot. I was like, "Oh, where's the show?" The guys were like, "Oh, it's here." It's in a parking lot, But it's a great show, basically, there's no roof, but still people are watching. So, yeah, it's quite something.
Yeah, and it's amazing to me how that. I mean, LA's been like that for a long time.
Yeah.
And certainly, I mean, I've really only been in the scene since. And I mean, or aware of the scene since, I want to say 2010. But I do think that I was thinking about how, and I don't know if it's just LA or if it's all over the country, how I'm wondering if there's a shift happening where the how do I explain? Well, here, let me put it this way. Like 20 years ago, you had movies and TV. And now I think the internet, TikTok, Instagram is TV.
Oh, yeah.
TV is movies.
Okay.
And movies, I think it reminds me more of Broadway, where it's a big ticket item that you go once or twice a year to big events. So like, Deadpool and Wolverine.
Okay.
And even before, even before the pandemic, I would only, when I haven't been to a movie theater since before the pandemic, actually. The last movie I saw was...
Really? Oh, man.
But
at least I saw Bad Boy too.
But
yeah. Oh, I really like this analogy.
yeah, because I mean, more and more, and when I talk to people, when I talk to guests at the club or people who, comedy fans, what they're all saying now is when they discover someone, they're seeing them on Instagram.
That's absolutely true. Because back in the day, people would say to me, "Oh, you're on TV," but now they're like, "Oh, you're on Instagram."
Yep.
I'm like, "So are you? Why are you impressed about me?"
I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So it really is an era where I think that we have to create our, what you're doing right now is what we have to do right now.
Yeah.
You create your show first, and then you go on the road.
Yeah, I know. It's oh man, it was just so 100-degree turn from what it was used to be. Yeah, but then it is what it is. We have to adapt.
Yeah, but I gotta say, there's a part of it that I really love because I think I love being able to do stuff in my apartment and put it out there and get views on it. And I find it very creative, and and I'm sure Louis loves it.
Yeah. Louis, it's okay if you want to say something.
Watch, after I leave, he's like, "Louis, you better not fucking say it."
Yeah, exactly.
You keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. We're not that kind of show.
I love that this apartment is not carpeted. Can I just say that's brilliant? I'm sure it makes it so much easier with the cleaning.
Oh.
And I don't know why I'm going into that, but it's
well, you guys, you missed the carpeting wave. I remember one Seinfeld episode. The whole world is carpeted. No, he's in the carpet cleaning business.
So, Louis, do you live here with someone, or is this just your place?
Yeah, I live here with someone.
Okay, a significant other or a roommate?
Yes.
Significant other?
Very significant. Okay.
Very significant.
Yeah.
Wife?
My fiance and also a dog.
Wait a minute.
Okay, all right, wait a minute.
That's one or
That's
two.
two separate entities, right? It wasn't, okay, good.
Okay.
That scared me.
Oh, man.
All right, it was like, he's been playing Tomb of Annihilation too much. What does your fiance do?
She's a consultant.
A consultant for what?
Boston Consulting Group.
Boston Consulting Group. What do they consult
Working
on?
in LA?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Are we roasting the producer now?
We're doing crowd work with the
doing
producer.
crowd
That's what
work.
we're doing.
So you have to speak up now, Louis.
No, I don't know. But it's just I'm late. I don't know. Like as soon as I turned 40, I suddenly became way more interested in real estate, and so I'm like, what a lovely apartment. That's all I'm thinking.
Real estate? Oh, really? Oh, okay.
It just. Like like in my 20s and 30s, did you see the new X-Men movie? Man.
Oh yeah.
In 40s, it's like, oh yeah, no, it's 2 bedrooms.
Oh yeah, you know what? I have the opposite feeling because my wife loves going to open houses. I'm like, why do you want to go to places you can't afford? Why? But
because that's her version of porn. That's what that is.
Exactly.
That is exactly what that is.
Yeah, and also
that is her X videos.
But also, I just feel that at my age, I am way less into celebrities, but more into like just regular people, how do they deal with their day-to-day struggles? You know, like I'm more interested in people who before they made it. You know, after they make it, they always tell some bullshit stories. You know, it's just like yeah. But before you make it, that's why part of the reason why I love going to open mics, because a lot of open micers, you know, they haven't figured out the jokes yet, but instead they're just telling real stories on stage. I felt that more fascinating sometimes than just set up a punchline.
No, yeah, I very often even like I do enjoy because we'll get a lot of times we'll get, you know, bigger comics coming through working out new stuff, and I do find I enjoy watching them work it out a little bit more than whatever the final special is. And it's no shame, and it's a great special, whatever they come up with. But there is something about the process. Now, whether or not it's because I'm also a comedian and it's fun to see how the sausage is made, that could be one thing. But I don't know. I also think a lot of times, I think it's so hard to make a good special because not only do you have to get to the point where the jokes are like really hitting, then it's somehow got to feel like you haven't been drilling it for the past year. And a lot of people, I don't know, I feel like a lot of times it doesn't, it's like, okay, I feel like you've worked this to death.
Yeah, but then I don't know if the audience feel that way. You know, the audience probably, the quicker, the better, you know,
Sure.
So, wow.
I'm on my second water.
Oh, okay. Good.
That's not a criticism.
It's it's good to hydrate.
Do you need more? I can grab some.
We'll see how the evening plays out.
Wait a minute. This is
so how?
morning. Okay. Let's just clarify. This is like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, you think we're in it for the long haul? This is gonna be a 12-hour recording.
12-hour recording.
I drove my ass all the way out from Burbank. We're gonna make every second of this work.
Yeah, man. So next town, Burbank, Hollywood.
Lewis, you have so much gluten, and I really approve of it. But at the same time, at some point you may need to cholesterol. That's all I'm saying. How do you play Tomb of Annihilation? By the way, what's the?
It's a very complicated game. You have this like little models for monsters and your own character. You can put them on the board and then, there's all kinds of scenario, but it's basically role play.
Okay, so it's like Dungeons and Dragons ish.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yeah.
I don't like
the first Asian dungeon master. Louis. No, just kidding.
Okay, that's fair. I don't like the font on the Tomb of Annihilation. I'll tell you why. It should be more Egyptian. You know what I mean? Like
wait a minute.
It should be papyrus.
Papyrus is. Oh yeah, that's the
the SNL thing. Did you ever
I
see the SNL bit about that?
No.
Louis, do you know what I'm talking about?
The papyrus.
So it's a great. Ryan Gosling did it. It's an SNL sketch where he's angry because when the Avatar movie came out, I guess the font on the poster for Avatar is papyrus. It's just the regular papyrus font.
Okay.
And he was upset because it's a simple font that they just used. It wasn't a font that they created for the movie.
Oh.
And there's a whole sketch that he did on it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I do feel like the papyrus font would be better for that game. But
I don't really put that much emphasis on just the font. Oh, by the way, Ryan Gosling, was he gonna do the Beavis and Butthead live action movie?
Didn't he do he did it? That was another sketch, I think, where he was.
Oh yeah.
He?
It was a sketch, but I think they're really doing that movie.
Gonna do it?
Yeah.
Well, they should because he friggin'. I mean, he'd kill it.
Oh yeah, I know. I really love that cartoon though, but it didn't. It was only 2 seasons or something. But
you know who else loves that cartoon? Was Patrick Stewart, Captain Picard.
Really?
He loved Beavis and Butthead.
Oh yeah, me too. It's just it's so fun. I used to just like imitate the guy, it's just so funny. But
Did you see I watched the one on Paramount Plus when they got thrown forward into time. Did you see that one?
Oh no, I didn't see that one. Yeah.
I think it was because they rebooted it on Paramount basically a couple years ago. So they made a movie where they.
That's. I remember there was a movie called Beavis and Butthead Does Hollywood or something.
Do America.
Do America.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. That was a while ago. I'm showing my age, but and also another thing I'm looking forward to is this could be just a rumor, but someone's trying to make an animated version of Married with Children.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good.
Oh yeah, I know. I just love that show. Man, I still see clips of it. Man, the guy. It's a great writing, you know. When I was watching it, I didn't feel that way. I just thought it was super funny. But then now I'm more mature. I think I was still like, I still remember when he was talking to his son. He was like, son, we don't know the future or the present or the past. We don't know anything. I was like, he's absolutely right.
I still remember there was an episode where he was going to go on vacation, but he couldn't afford to go anywhere, so he took those doggy fences things, or the toddler fence thing that he put it around the couch.
Okay.
And the rule was no one could come in, and he wasn't going to go out. And he sat on the couch all week. And at one point, I think the son came up and asked him a question. And he said, "I can't hear you. I'm on vacation."
I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Can't help.
Yeah. Man. But as a single guy, do you appreciate that? How do you appreciate that show?
I love that question.
Yeah,
it was. The way I interpreted your question, and I know I'm sure that this is not how you interpreted the question. But the way I interpreted it is, as someone who never has sex, do you watch stories where people are in a relationship with bafflement?
Bafflement and people who don't want to sex, they want to have sex. You know?
I wouldn't say that I don't want to.
No, but in the show, you know, he literally just rejects sex
from her. Yes,
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I feel like I can kind of get that though. I kind of like I get where they're coming from. I would like to have sex probably at some point, but between now and death, probably.
Oh yeah. Well,
but at the same time, I also will say from the one time I've had it that and I'm actually it was my mother who told me this. I did not have it with my mother. I'll make that clear. that the fantasizing about it sometimes is better than what it actually is.
Oh yeah.
And
sex is a lot of work, and you know,
it's like downhill
timing.
skiing. You have to drive all the way out to do it.
Oh yeah.
It's expensive. You go down the slope once or twice, and then you're like, I think I'm done.
Yeah.
And all you really wanted was the hot chocolate. You know?
Oh yeah. Wait a minute. Hot chocolate is which part of sex?
No, literally hot chocolate. That's
just
all you
hot
want.
chocolate, not even part of okay.
Yeah, not even. Yeah, that we're outside the metaphor.
Yeah.
What kind of bread is that up there, Louis? If I may ask.
It's a gluten bread.
Right next to the popcorn on the thing. What kind of bread is that?
It's a bread from 99 range. I think a Taiwanese bread.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my interest is I'm a bread lover.
Oh, really?
I know I shouldn't because it makes me sick every time. Taiwanese bread. Tell me about this. What differentiates it from just your run of the mill Wonder Bread?
It tastes softer and also there's a little bit of sweetness in it too.
Sweetness.
Yes.
Okay. I wonder if it's healthier. I wonder if the ingredients are better because I remember last year I got to go to Montreal for the first time, and I swear to God I felt like even the food at the hotel just seemed healthier to me.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about Taiwan or Montreal?
Sorry. I'm a little ADHD here.
Yeah.
The point I'm trying to make is that anywhere outside of America, I'm wondering if the ingredients are just healthier.
Well, you know what? I think people in every country thinks that way. You know, people in China feel, maybe the food outside of China is just healthier, or
Because I can't eat. I get sick if I eat pasta now. which sucks because I love pasta.
it's
but
not
I've heard that if you go to Italy, that because the ingredients are more all natural and there's something that they're putting in the wheat here that you have a totally different experience.
But this, my son brings out a really good point. He one day just said to me, he feels like all the pollutant, all the nasty chemicals came from Earth somewhere. It's all natural, actually.
Oh, even the cat? Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
We just put it into the wrong place, maybe.
Correct. It is. No matter what you do, it is still all natural.
Exactly.
It's just there's some natural elements that will kill us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And some that won't.
Exactly.
But all we're doing is we're just making the world better for AI when it takes over.
Yeah, but it's kind of scary when I was listening to NPR the other day. Apparently, there were like 3,000 chemicals being used in all sorts of food in America. It was like 3,000. When I read the ingredients, I thought that was a long list. But apparently, we have way more than that.
Yeah, no, it is scary.
Yeah, but
and the level of the level of science that goes into making, even candy bars, cookies, how can we make this so addictive? How can we take natural sugar and transform it into something that is, I gotta have it.
Yeah, exactly. I think the human taste buds also, they're just horse, okay? They just go with anyone. Like, Diet Coke, okay? When I first drank it, I was like, oh, what the hell is this? But then my blood sugar got higher. Now I drink Diet Coke, I feel, it tastes great. It tastes pretty sweet to me now. It's just like, maybe we should compare a taste to a horse. That's just such an insult to horse. But, we kind of adapt to things.
Listen, I like that you care for the feelings of horrors. I think that's good. Let it be known. Okay. We are pro horror at this podcast.
I know. For those who are listening.
The only adjustment I would make is that if you are going to be pro horror, probably don't use the word horror.
I know. People they're like, they're sex workers.
There we go. There we go.
But some of them don't charge money. So what would you say?
Well, that's just that's just someone who has parental issues. Probably,
exactly.
Unfortunately, now it's getting dark.
But we're talking
Why
about.
do the buttons look like candy? That's what I want to know on this device. Have you noticed that? Why?
Oh yeah, like.
Why are they shiny looking?
Mm-hmm.
They match with the color of the microphone and the headphones, so you know exactly which channel and which microphone.
Oh.
Well, that's a really practical reason.
Yeah, I know.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but no, this is just to stimulate your thoughts,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You think you're hallucinating, but you're not,
I think that he's right, and I think that you're full of shit.
No, I know.
That's fair.
Yeah, but I thought you didn't like the first answer. But that's how bullshit come to being. People don't like the real answer, so we have to make something up.
So you spin it, and what? I think you're on the road to something. So that, by the way, is the name of the arm that this is on. Road.
Yeah.
Rode, maybe. I don't know.
Oh yeah, what is this O with a?
Yeah, rude. Rude.
But that's not a French alphabet, right?
I think it's
an O with a slash.
I feel like a Swedish, maybe.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right, Lewis. Any thoughts?
I think so.
Swedish.
Nordic, Scandinavian.
There we go. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's probably pronounced like rude.
Yeah.
Rude.
Yeah, Greek doesn't have this either, right? Because
no.
I've been to the Greek festival.
You've been to the festival. Can I just say that given that in the original series of Star Trek, very often the way that you could tell it was an alien is they were wearing togas.
Oh, okay.
You could make an argument, or you do the thing that have you heard about this? How when people sometimes for Renaissance fairs, people will go dressed as Star Trek characters.
Oh yes.
And the idea is that they've gone back in time and they're like, what don't destroy the timeline, Captain. Oh. And they walk through the Renaissance fair dressed in their Starfleet attire.
You know what? I could have used this excuse when I was there. You know, so like,
You're a time traveler. That's all that is.
I know. Because I'm the only one with a lightsaber there. I was like,
I can't believe that you're a friggin' scientist and they wouldn't let you. Are you trying to say something?
Oh, this time show is the time 55.
55. Okay, all right,
okay,
yeah.
How dare you interrupt me on my no? I can't believe that you were a scientist, and they weren't letting you play the Dungeons and Dragons. That blows my mind.
Yeah, but looking back, it's probably my language issue. They probably feel, he doesn't. Just the same thing with the Letterman producers. So, maybe the people in the Midwest doesn't understand his accent, even though I played in Ohio before.
But I feel like it's common. I feel like it's common knowledge amongst all of us Americans that anyone who is not American speaks English.
No.
Everyone else, like every other country, it's like, we're bilingual. It's not a problem for us. Meanwhile, we're barely able to speak English. And we're asking ChatGPT to do everything else for us. So it's very strange.
Yeah, but then I do have one advantage for having an accent, which is soccer. Okay. I think Americans just assume everybody has an accent, knows how to play soccer better than them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting supposition.
That's how I became a soccer assistant coach.
Really?
When I was in Boston, yeah.
Oh, I see. Because he calls it football. Let him in.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, the coach was a British guy.
Okay.
And the rest of the assistant coaches are all from Russia, from China, from Germany.
Well, you've got a Ted Lasso thing going with this story.
Oh, what was Ted Lasso?
Ted Lasso is a highly regarded show on is it HBO? I think
Apple TV.
Apple TV. Thank you. That's right. And it's about an American coach who flies over and is hired to coach soccer in Britain at a premier Britain league.
Okay.
And it's a very very highly rated show that was only on 3 seasons, but now they're saying it's going to come back.
Oh, okay.
And Lewis is very excited.
Just because of soccer, it feels good.
Yeah.
But I'm confused about the premise. Why would someone in England hire an American guy to coach soccer?
Originally she wanted to run the place into the ground because she got the club from the divorce. And she wanted to destroy the club to hurt her ex-husband. But then he turned out to be a good coach, and they became friends, and we all learned something, and we grew.
Okay, all right. Well, I kind of missed that Is that a sitcom or?
It's one of those. It's a comedy, but it's not shot in front of. It's a single camera. Basically.
Okay.
Frankly, it feels more like a movie the way that it was shot.
But but speaking of which, I don't know if the next generation, the future generations are gonna still watch sitcom anymore.
I don't know either.
Yeah, it's just.
I've been watching. Frasier is back on Paramount. I watched that. But then again, I'm on an old fart.
Yeah, I love the previous Frasier, but then when I watch the new one, I don't have the same feel to it for some reason.
It grew on me. I see where you're coming. Well, because
it takes a while.
Because David Hyde Pierce isn't on it.
I know. When the two neurotic guys together, it was funny. Right. It's super funny. Yeah.
But they're like the new cast they're starting to kind of find it now.
Oh, so okay.
Give it a second chance.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll start watching it again because I'm just addicted to sitcom, and also my attitude toward life changes too. Like when I watch Cloud 99, that it's a sitcom about a kind of like Walmart type of thing.
What's it called?
Cloud 99.
Cloud 99. I haven't even heard
America
of it.
Ferrara.
Okay.
She's the lead in that show.
There's so many shows now.
Oh, yeah, I know. So yeah. But then when I watched that show, I was like, well, it's pretty nice working in a supermarket, I guess. It just really changes your perspective, But
Which will be the only jobs left once AI takes over.
Yeah. Let's hope we at least have some job for us.
Is Lewis the youngest person here? How old are you?
36.
Yeah, he's the youngest one. I'm 42.
I am 34, according to you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Joe's the youngest one. I stand corrected.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But then, I don't know. I don't think AI is going to replace stand-up comedians yet, though.
I have this. Actually, I want to write a story about this. That I think that there may become there will be human comedians and AI comedians working in parallel. I expect to be opening for ChatGPT in 15 years.
Well, it's possible.
Okay,
Though.
5
Right now,
years.
yeah, like right now, sometimes when I go to a show, they actually just let whoever has the most following on Instagram to be the headliner.
Yeah.
It could be that in the future, some AI personnel became, popular on Instagram, and then he or she's or it is going to be the headliner.
But people are starting to fall in love with these AIs. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh, really?
And marry them.
I only heard one Japanese guy was really into it, but then I don't hear anybody else yet.
No, I think that more and more. It's
Oh,
happening.
really?
Yeah, because they're just you plug ChatGPT into a voice thing and choose the voice, and now we're in a Scarlett Johansson movie.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see what they're doing. Yeah, but I did try to use AI to write jokes before, though. I was doing a talk show. I think I mentioned this before. I was trying to compare Joe Biden to a old Asian immigrant.
And you
Yeah.
put in the prompt and it spit out some.
Yeah, I just asked AI, hey, can you write me a joke about how Joe Biden is like an Asian guy? And AI just said, sorry, we cannot reinforce any stereotypes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, fine. Then write me a joke about how Joe Biden is not like an Asian man. Then it says, okay, here's the joke. But it goes, Joe Biden is not like an Asian man because he does not eat ice cream with chopsticks. I was like, this is worse. It didn't reinforce any stereotypes. It created a new one.
Yeah. Wow.
I know. Well, that's why I just feel that AI writing jokes still some distance from being a reality. But
I just feel like we as human beings have an overinflated sense of
our superiority or
yes,
something. Yeah,
that's the word I'm looking for. Superiority,
intelligence or something.
And I at the end of the day, I really have. I don't think it's that hard for machines eventually to be at our level.
I see.
Because I think even.
Yeah, I mean, you got a point there, but sometimes I just feel that every thought that went through my head, at least probably 99.9% of them, had been thought of like 3,000 years ago.
Correct.
We're just I thought, oh, what a brilliant idea. I feel great. But then, people have thought about it.
But especially if you view the human race as one organism, and that the total sum knowledge is evolving over time, it seems that totally makes sense to me.
Oh yeah.
And unfortunately, it's an organism where we learn and then we forget and then we learn again and then we take 19 steps back and then what have you.
Yeah, exactly. That's I'm a dad now. Just look at how kids. How many years did it take for them to know what we know? Of course, they will know more or different things, but still, the basics just takes years a year.
Well, I'm sure he probably already knows twice as much as anyone in Washington, D.C., right? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Kids?
Yeah.
Ba-da-bum.
Exactly. All right. So, I think we're almost out of time now. And who you're going to vote? No, just kidding.
How do you feel about abortion? Let's talk. Let's get deep.
Yeah. Yeah, well, thank you so much again for coming on to the show. And is there anything you want to plug?
Well, there's a few.
Instagram?
I feel like whenever I'm on a podcast, there's a few points I like to make sure I hit. Number one, I need to make sure. How many of these have you done so far?
Oh, this is the 10th.
The 10th one.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Where do I rate amongst all the guests, best to worst?
Okay, well, that's a hard one. At least you're absolutely top 10. Okay.
Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
Okay.
Don't do this.
Yeah.
Don't play with me, Joe. Don't play. Who have your other guests been so far?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, Andrea Jin.
Okay.
Jason Cheney.
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm spacing out a little bit. These are the more recent ones.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Those are tough. That's tough.
Jarian Summers and Jesse Appel.
Crap! I think I'm at the bottom of the list. I don't like hearing this.
No, I'll put you on top.
I don't
okay?
like. I don't like
we
hearing
do more
this.
collabs on Instagram.
I don't like hearing this. But that's a part of me that is overly competitive. Like, no, this better be the best podcast.
Oh, okay. But I have to say that no other guests have done more crowd work than you did.
Perfect. That's great.
Yeah,
I feel that feels like we're going in the wrong direction, and I apologize.
but I think it's funny though. It just kind of breaks the rhythm a little bit.
And I don't think we. I just once again, I'm sorry I was late.
Oh.
I'm also. You texted me last night. You asked how do you want me to introduce you, and I never responded because I thought I don't know how.
But
he should introduce me.
I thought I know you enough to introduce you. But
Yeah.
just in case I miss anything,
There's nothing there.
Okay, there's nothing there.
You got it. You got it.
You're too humble, man. Nerdy version on Instagram and TikTok.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
At Nerdy Virgin.
At
Yes.
Nerdy Version. Yeah. Please follow him. He's a really, really funny comedian, and also go to Flappers a lot too. It's a great comedy club.
Yes.
I'm so proud that Brian actually recommended me to you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And you're there all the time, and we do shows 7 nights a week.
Yeah.
We eat, drink, laugh. That's our.
Oh yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Still celebrating the repeal of prohibition.
Oh. Okay. Well, it's about time somebody does that. Okay. Well, thank you so much again, and we'll see each other in the trenches, as they say.
Yes.
Yeah.
We shall, as they say.
Okay. Cool.
Is that the end now? We stopping?
That's the wrap. Okay. Thank you so much again.